Needless to say, I have a lot of kitchen appliances, products, tools, and my kitchen is not massively large. And so I'm getting rid of a lot of things because things just do not fit in my kitchen. So today I'm sharing with you things that are slightly, I don't know, for me, they're kind of expensive. They're on the higher end, but I don't regret them and I'm not going to get rid of them. In fact, I would probably rebuy these things if they broke today. So come into my kitchen with me and I'll show you what I actually like. I also have a tiny little surprise kind of family update, I don't know, announcement at the end, so make sure you watch till then. The first tool that I will absolutely rebuy a million times over, but I never have to because it has a warranty, is my Thermopen. I have two of them. This is the original MK4 Thermopen, and this is the newer Thermopen 1 that is absolutely phenomenal. It takes temperature in less than a second. I use this, I'm not kidding, every single day. This is not something that just like sits in the back of my counter. Even my husband and my kids know that I use this every single day and they started using it as well. It is the #1 tool that I think that cooks, home cooks, beginner cooks, professional cooks, the #1 tool to help give you more confidence in the kitchen, because then you're not guessing. You're not guessing if your chicken is done, if your bread is done, if your steak is done. This is the best tool to do so. ThermoWorks is a local company here in Utah, but they are used internationally around the world. I use my Thermopen for everything. Like I mentioned before, for any type of protein, you want to make sure that you get the perfect cook on it. You don't want to over or undercook it. So Thermopen helps just get that perfect, reliable temperature. If you're a baker or if you're not a baker, this is even the best tool because you can always know when your cakes, bread, cookies, muffins, anything that you bake is done. There's nothing worse than going through all that effort to make something baked like bread or cookies or cake and then having it be undercooked in like, oh, that is the absolute worst. So a Thermopen 1 thermometer is the #1 tool I recommend to anyone who cooks. Literally, if you hate cooking, if you love cooking, you need to have a reliable cooking thermometer. I used to have one that I bought really cheap off of Amazon and it was never consistent. I was like, there is absolutely no way this is accurate. And I was testing it against like all these other temperature probes that I like got for free, or like they were just, I don't know, I just had a bunch of these cooking thermometers and they all had varying temperatures by about 15 degrees. And that is massive. That is a massive difference between something that is completely raw and completely overdone. So Thermopen 1, the most reliable cooking thermometer on the planet. Like anyone on the internet who cooks uses this. Anyone who smokes barbecue uses this. So I would buy this again tomorrow if it broke because it's amazing. All right, just because I'm here, I'm just gonna reach into here and do the same thing. These are same brand, ThermoWorks silicone spatulas. These are amazing. These are so good. And I have them in a million colors, as you can see. I like got rid of all my other spatulas. This one I got from a friend. It's a Le Creuset one, so like I kept it because it's cute. But I will say it does not work nearly as well as these. These are the ThermoWorks silicone tools, the best. These are the larger size. However, they just came out with a product line that's like even bigger. It's like a small shovel basically, but these are life-changing. So I have the spatulas, the spatulas, so you can tell that they're kind of different. And I also have the mini versions of these, which I use every single day. And I have the silicone brushes. So I have this large basting brush and I have the smaller one that I use all the time as well. Let me tell you a couple features about like why I love these and why you should always get these ones versus like just a cheap silicone spatula. They're not all made the same, I promise you. The first thing I love about these spatulas is that there is a metal rod that goes all the way through the end. So like there is no breaking this. This is not going to snap. It's not going to bend, break. This is sturdy, so sturdy. Like the second you pick it up, you can tell this is like a quality, sturdy spatula. The second thing I love about it, it is heat resistant up to like 650 degrees, I think. So I can like accidentally put this in the flame and it's fine. They don't melt, they don't warp, they don't nick, break, anything. These are amazing. And I've sold like so many of these and I get the same feedback from everyone because these are honestly the best. So I love the Thermoworks spatulas. I love anything from Thermoworks if you can't tell. Okay, while we are on the topic of the Thermoworks, and since I'm already at this drawer right here, I wanted to share these things that are amazing. These are the silicone trivets from Thermoworks as well. This is just turning into a giant ad for Thermoworks, but honestly, the best kitchen tools on the market. You will find cooking thermometers, spatulas, trivets from so many other places, but these are the best. So I'm not just saying that. This is not like, I'm not being paid right now to say this. These are just the best. So these silicone trivets I use every single day, and they come in this kind of rectangular shape as well as this circle shape. I kind of want one that is like this big because then I can put like more, I don't know, bigger things on there. But I use these every single day. We put them on our countertops, on our table, next to the stove. When I'm like trying to get stuff out of the oven, I use them. There's a million different ways to use them. I've also heard from my dog owner friends that they'll put like peanut butter or yogurt or whatever on these and just make them into like a little lick mat for their dogs, which I think is a cute idea. These are just amazing. Same type of silicone, so they're heat resistant up to 650 degrees Fahrenheit, which I think is phenomenal. They've protected my counters. They are awesome. So I highly recommend getting these Thermoworks silicone mats. This is like a little starter kit of like everything that I love. Definitely these. Next thing in my kitchen are these gravity salt and pepper shakers. Well, they're not shakers, grinders, I don't know, but they're automatic. So I really love that. They have been so nice in food prep. So especially when I'm working with meat or my hands are wet or dirty and I can't use both of my hands to like crank a pepper grinder, these are so wonderful because I just turn them on automatically. I'm not gonna turn on right now because I don't want pepper on my floor, but there's this little switch, it's an on-off switch. Then you can just like circle over your food. There's a little light on there, so it turns on. Here, I think you can see the light. Whoop. And I've talked about these in my other videos because they are just so wonderful. Everyone who comes over to my house loves them. So good for cooking, and they are obviously a little bit more expensive than just like a salt or pepper shaker, but they are so convenient. They're very nice looking. They're just kind of cool. They're like kind of techie. And what's nice is that you get freshly ground pepper and salt, which I'm all about fresh. Fresh is best, in my opinion, for a lot of things, but it just makes a big difference. So if these broke, I would probably replace them tomorrow because they are wonderful. And I just got these on Amazon. Okay, something that is I think relatively expensive versus other options on the market are these Rubbermaid Brilliance food containers. I don't know exactly what the name is, but they're like the Rubbermaid Brilliance. These are so good. I bought a smaller pack just to kind of test them out, and then I bought a larger pack because they are phenomenal. They store food so well, so they're clear, but they're very like heavy, like they're very hard plastic. And then the lids, here, I'll see if we can hear it. You put the lid on, it like squeezes the air out of them, and then they snap. And food, produce especially, stays good in these way longer than regular Tupperware or like regular food containers. And I personally do think these are expensive. Like they're not cheap, but they're so worth it. I like the bigger containers for storing like leftovers in. There's smaller ones. And then the set that I got had like these way smaller ones. And these are nice for like dressings, dips, whatever. Not only do they keep the food nice and fresh and you can see through them, which I think is like absolutely necessary with leftovers or anything that you're putting in your fridge, but I like trust these lids with my life. I know that they're not going to leak, so I send my kids with these to school, or I can throw stuff in here, even liquids, throw them in my purse, my backpack, whatever, and I know it's not going to leak, which is like that peace of mind is amazing. So yes, these are a little bit more expensive, but I would definitely buy more. I have found them even at Costco or Sam's Club. You can get like a variety pack for a good deal. That is definitely where I would buy them. Or I would wait and buy them on Amazon for Black Friday. Make sure you follow my Amazon storefront right here, and then you can make sure you get the best deals, because I always post about these ones because I love them. And the cool thing is they also come in glass. I just saw this at the Inspired Home Show in March. They have a glass line, so it's the exact same, but glass. So for anyone who doesn't want plastic, they have them in glass. Okay, case in point, I just went to go grab these leftovers from my fridge so I could show you how I use them, and I I literally just dropped this whole stack of containers because I slipped and I dropped them all and nothing broke open. Nothing spilled. I've got some raw steaks in here that have not even browned hardly at all. I've got this one that has like the 2 compartments. So I've got mashed potatoes and broccoli in there. And then I have this bigger one that we have leftover mashed potatoes in. They are the best. This is the larger one that I like to put, you know, bigger leftovers in, and like baked goods I like to put them in because like it is airtight. Look at the plate. Oops. Like I like to kind of press them down, like get that air out. And then I lock it. Amazing. Something else I held off on buying for kind of a long time were these acrylic sandwich bag containers. I didn't want to get one that was like a full tray because I wanted to be able to take one out if I needed and to kind of adjust in the space that I had. But as you can see in this drawer, these fit so perfectly in here. They're clear so I can see what's in them and then I can kind of clean them if I need to. I like that the tops are magnetic, so then there's no like hinges that can break. The magnets have been really nice. They snap on really nicely and I can just always keep track of the sandwich baggies in our drawer. I also like that they have straight sides. So you can see they're kind of sharp corners, but they're straight sides, so then things just fit so nicely in them. I learned my lesson not to get like round containers because they just like they like waste space basically. So I love these containers. They have been so nice. They make things really nice, clean and organized in my drawer. So this drawer is now a very happy drawer and I love these sandwich bag containers. They are not super duper cheap, but I think that they're worth it. They're really nice. Okay, next come with me down into this drawer and I'll show you something that I really like. This cabinet right here is where our pots and pans go, and I've showed this before. It's kind of a little bit of a mess, but one of the best things I ever bought for my kitchen were these these drawers that pull out and they organize my lids and my pots and pans. So this one is just for lids. It was super easy to install them, and now like things don't get lost in the very back. Like I do kind of have a lot of stuff, so things get kind of stuck in here sometimes, but as long as it stays organized, like it's actually really nice. And I can fit a lot of stuff in there. So I do all my lids over there. And then I have a bigger one right here for like my pots and pans, everything like that. It slides in very nicely. And then I put like what I used to have in there. It's like this little, I don't know exactly what it's called. I think it was actually called like a pots and pans organizer for a cabinet. So I just put that on top of the rack. Now I have 2 levels on here and it slides in and out easily. So I really like those. I didn't think that it was like extremely cheap. It's not like it's $20. However, it looks so nice. I also have a cabinet pull-out drawer thing in the next cabinet over that has like all of my bowls and stuff like that, and so worth it and way cheaper than if I had a cabinet company do it. I got a quote from them and it was just like exorbitant. So I love these ones. I got those on Amazon and I definitely recommend. Now this last one is one that I have been saving up for, and it is something that is kind of obnoxiously expensive, but it honestly makes the quality of my life so much better. So I do think it's worth it. I bought a new Roomba. So this one is amazing. If you've been researching vacuums, you know that this is one of the top ones out there. And it is, let's see, it's the iRobot Roomba J6 self-emptying robot vacuum. And this thing is amazing. Like we've had other robot vacuums which do a really good job, don't get me wrong. It's like a little bit gross to see, like we clean our house, we get it deep cleaned every 2 weeks, and still when it runs every single day, it still comes back with so much stuff. So I know that we need it because I don't have time to vacuum every single day, and it's just convenient. So anyway, this new one is so good. And some of the cool features about it are that it empties by itself. So you only have to empty it, I think it said like once a month. So it will go on its little dock, and then like another vacuum like sucks all the dirt out of that, and then you empty out like the larger container later. It's also super smart. It doesn't just like bounce around the whole house randomly like my other one does that we've had for a couple years. It actually like tracks and maps out your house, and you can tell it to go to a certain spot, and you can tell it like pretty much anything you want on the app, which is really cool. Another cool feature is that there is some sort of technology in there where it will avoid pet waste if it sees it on the ground, which is so hilarious because I think we've all seen that. I think it was like a Reddit story or something where like their robot vacuum accidentally ran over some dog poop in the middle of the night and it just like tracked it all over the entire house. And that was the funniest and most horrifying story I've ever read. And that is not something that I ever want to happen. So I thought that was a very, very cool feature. And this is kind of a surprise. We are actually getting a dog this week, at the end of this week. By the time this video comes out, I think we'll have had the puppy for a couple weeks, but we are so excited to have her, and I'm gonna be sharing a lot more because I'm really nervous and super excited. Our kids have been asking for a dog for their whole lives basically, and we're in a position now where I think that we can give a dog a good life, and like we're home, and my kids are not so little anymore where they need like so much constant attention like a new puppy will. So, you know, the kids are old and mature and responsible and they're gonna help a lot. I'm so excited. This is a total surprise and shock to anyone who knows us personally. But anyway, we'll be sharing some more puppy content when she joins our family in a couple days, and I'll be sure to share. So thanks so much for watching this video. If you like it, all the links to the products I mentioned are in the description, and watch this Amazon video next, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.